What if every recommended for you isn't just a suggestion, but a subtle nudge steering your entire life? Your social media feed knows you better than your closest friends, but could it actually be predicting your future, from your next job to your next relationship? Think about your last major life decision. Was it truly your choice, or was it a path laid out by an unseen hand? Imagine that job offer, that new apartment, even that person you just started dating. What if algorithms were already influencing those very outcomes before you even considered them? Get ready to question everything you thought you knew about free will in the digital age. You're chatting with a friend about wanting to learn how to bake sourdough. You haven't searched for it online, you haven't liked any related posts. It was just a passing thought, spoken aloud. The next time you open Instagram or YouTube, your Explore page is a perfect gallery of rustic, crackling loaves and tutorials for creating a starter. It's not magic, and it's not, necessarily, your phone's microphone eavesdropping in the simplistic way we imagine. It's something far more pervasive and intricate. It's the algorithm, the invisible architect of your digital world, making a startlingly accurate prediction based on the thousands of other data points that make up you. At their core, these algorithms have a deceptively simple goal: to predict what you will like, engage with, and spend time on. They aren't sentient beings trying to map your entire existence. They are cold, complex math designed to serve you a slightly better than random ad or video to keep you scrolling. The key, however, lies in the sheer scale of this operation. It's not one prediction, but trillions. It's not a single data point, but billions collected every day. Your clicks, your dwell time, your likes, your follows, even the videos you skip. When you scale this simple intent to predict preference across billions of users and interactions, it stops being a simple recommendation and starts constructing a shockingly detailed profile of your impulses, your desires, and your biases. The intent is to predict your taste in videos, but the outcome is a proxy for predicting you. This vast, aggregated profile is your digital twin. It's a data-driven shadow self, a constantly evolving model that lives on a server farm somewhere. This twin isn't you in your messy, contradictory, real-world glory. It's a simplified, optimized version built from your digital breadcrumbs. Its sole purpose is to be tested and refined by the algorithm. If it shows you a cooking video and you watch it all the way through, your twin is updated, confirmed, interest in cooking. If you immediately skip a political clip, it learns, reject content from this angle. Every interaction is a lesson, making this twin a more and more accurate and persuasive stand-in for your attention. You are no longer just a person browsing the internet. You are both the user and the blueprint being used to keep you engaged. The algorithm is the architect, but your digital twin is the ever-sharpening set of plans it works from. Algorithmic curation quickly moves beyond entertainment and begins to touch the core pillars of our lives. Consider your career. Platforms like LinkedIn don't just show you any job, they show you the job their algorithm has calculated you are most likely to apply for based on your profile, skills, and the behavior of people it has deemed similar to you. Without realizing it, your entire professional trajectory can be shaped by a narrow set of opportunities a machine has pre-selected for you. The same is true for love. Dating apps are perhaps the purest form of algorithmic intermediation. They present a seemingly endless stream of potential partners, but your choices are constrained from the start by a proprietary formula, a desirability score, shared interests, or geographic proximity. The algorithm decides who you see first and who you may never see at all, fundamentally influencing one of the most human of experiences. Most critically, this happens with information itself. Your political newsfeed is uniquely yours. An algorithm, optimized for engagement, will learn that you react strongly to certain partisan issues and will serve you more extreme versions of that content, cementing your worldview and shielding you from challenging perspectives. It doesn't matter if you're on the left or right, the algorithm happily builds a separate, reinforcing reality for each user. Targeted advertising is the most visible arm of the system, and its power extends far beyond simply selling a product. It sells an identity. You might casually browse a few hiking websites, and suddenly your digital twin is classified as outdoorsy. Your feed begins filling with ads for premium hiking boots, moisture-wicking apparel, and exotic adventure tours. The message is no longer buy these boots, it's to be the person you are or want to be, you need these boots. This constant, personalized stream of curated consumption defines what is normal or aspirational for you. It shapes your perception of what you need to be happy, successful, or accepted. The algorithm identifies your latent desires for status, for beauty, for security, for belonging, and offers a product as the solution. In this way, it doesn't just predict your preferences, it actively works to manufacture them, turning whims into wants and wants into perceived necessities. The ultimate consequence of this hyper-personalization is the filter bubble, an informational ecosystem uniquely constructed for you by the algorithm. Because the system is designed to show you things you'll engage with, it naturally filters out dissenting opinions, unfamiliar ideas, and random chance encounters that don't align with your established profile. While this feels comfortable and engaging, it inadvertently narrows your world. You are less likely to be exposed to new hobbies that don't fit your existing data pattern, job opportunities in entirely new fields, or political and social perspectives that challenge your own. The algorithm, in its quest to give you exactly what you want, ends up limiting your access to what you might need or what could help you grow. Your future paths aren't just suggested, they are subtly predetermined by the walls of your own, personalized bubble. You become a more predictable version of yourself, and the architect of your feed ensures those predictions keep coming true. Escalates dramatically when they are used not to recommend a video, but to assess a person's risk to society or their financial credibility. Predictive policing tools, used in various cities, analyze historical crime data to forecast where future crimes are most likely to occur. The fatal flaw is that this historical data often reflects biased policing patterns, not actual crime rates. This creates a vicious feedback loop. More police are sent to certain neighborhoods, leading to more arrests being recorded there, which the algorithm then uses to justify sending even more police. The algorithm doesn't predict crime, it predicts policing, and in doing so, it can systematically reinforce and automate historical biases against marginalized communities. Similarly, the realm of credit scoring is being revolutionized by alternative data. Beyond your payment history, algorithms can now analyze your social network, education, shopping habits, and even how you fill out a digital form, e.g., using all caps or misspelling words, to generate a risk score. A person with a thin credit file might be denied a loan not because they are unreliable, but because their online associations or behaviors have been deemed high risk by a proprietary model they can neither see nor contest. This moves fairness from an objective measure of financial history to a subjective and opaque judgment of your digital life. The digital twin you've cultivated can now be your professional gatekeeper. A growing number of employers use automated tools to screen candidates' social media profiles, analyzing language, posted content, and affiliations to assess cultural fit and predict job performance. This goes far beyond a recruiter casually browsing your LinkedIn. These tools scan thousands of data points to score your personality, stability, and even your potential for unethical behavior. The implication is profound. Your career path may be influenced or even derailed not by your resume or interview, but by an algorithm's interpretation of a sarcastic tweet from 2014, a photo from a college party, or your membership in a controversial online group. It creates a permanent digital record that can be held against you, forcing a level of personal curation and sanitization that stifles authentic expression. You begin to self-censor not just for friends, but for your future unknown employer's AI, narrowing the persona you present to the world for fear of algorithmic misinterpretation. Perhaps the most personal frontier of algorithmic prediction is our health and wellness. Health and life insurance companies are increasingly interested in data from wearable fitness trackers, smartphone usage, and even shopping records. The promise is discounts for healthy behaviors, like regular steps or purchasing organic food. But the flip side is a dystopian possibility. Premiums could be raised for those deemed high risk based on their data, not just for smoking, but for sedentary behavior detected by your phone, for buying sugary snacks, or even for staying up too late based on your browsing habits. This moves insurance from a model of shared risk to one of personalized prediction, where your every habit is monetized and used to forecast your future cost to the company. In healthcare, algorithms are being developed to predict everything from patient no-shows to the onset of sepsis. While this has life-saving potential, it also raises alarming questions. Could you be denied elective surgery because an algorithm scores you as high risk for complications based on your zip code and economic data? Could your access to care be predetermined by a model that sees your lifestyle as too great a liability? The algorithm begins to not just predict your health outcomes, but to actively manage them based on its own cold calculus. Every like, share, and comment is a tiny piece of instruction we eagerly hand over to the algorithm, teaching it what we want to see more of. This creates a powerful and inescapable feedback loop. If you once lingered on a video about minimalist living, the algorithm registers interest confirmed and serves you 10 more. You watch a few, and now your entire feed is filled with tiny homes and decluttering tips. Your initial mild curiosity has now snowballed into a defining characteristic of your digital twin. This loop constantly reinforces your existing patterns of thought and behavior. It narrows your world to a reflection of your past self, making it harder for new, divergent interests to break through. You are not being exposed to a broad range of ideas from which to choose. You are being fed an increasingly concentrated dose of what you have already chosen, creating a digital echo chamber where your own preferences, amplified and reflected back at you, become the only thing you hear. This raises a profound and unsettling question. Is the life we are being sold the curated feed of travel, fitness, success, and consumerism truly our aspiration? Or is it simply the version of an ideal life that is most likely to keep our eyes glued to the screen? Algorithms are not optimized for human happiness, well-being, or fulfillment. They are optimized for engagement. Anger, outrage, envy, and aspiration are often more powerful drivers of clicks than contentment or nuance. Therefore, the ideal presented is often one of unattainable perfection, constant comparison, and material acquisition, because that keeps us striving, scrolling, and, most importantly, clicking. We may find ourselves unconsciously adopting these algorithmic ideals, mistaking the architect's blueprint for our own authentic dreams, and chasing a version of success and happiness that was designed in a boardroom to maximize a company's ad revenue. Living within this curated ecosystem creates a unique modern anxiety, the pressure to perform for the algorithm. We begin to self-optimize, not for ourselves, but for our digital twin. We curate our posts, our photos, and even our real-life experiences based on what we know will perform well. A meal isn't complete until it's photographed. A journey isn't valid until it's been shared and validated with likes. This constant performance leads to a phenomenon known as algorithmic anxiety, the stress of creating content that will be rewarded and the fear of being invisible if it is not. It can lead to a fractured sense of self, where the persona that thrives online feels increasingly disconnected from the messy, unoptimized reality of our offline lives. We are pressured to conform to a narrow set of behaviors and aesthetics that the algorithm favors, stifling individuality and authentic expression. In the end, the greatest impact of the invisible architect may not be on what we see, but on who we become as we slowly, unconsciously, reshape ourselves to fit its design. But it is not absolute. We can take conscious steps to poke holes in our filter bubbles and remind the system and ourselves that we are complex, multifaceted individuals. Curate, don't just consume. Actively seek out and follow people, sources, and topics that challenge your worldview. If you're liberal, follow a few thoughtful conservative commentators, and vice versa. If you're a fitness enthusiast, follow an art history account. This manually introduces new data into the system. Go incognito. Use private browsing modes for searches when you don't want to influence your main profile. It prevents a single curious search from polluting your recommendations for weeks. The nuclear option: periodically clear your watch and search histories. This forces the algorithm to start from scratch and can effectively reset your digital twin's most rigid preferences. Step off the beaten path. Use alternative search engines like DuckDuckGo that don't personalize results based on your profile. You'll see the same results as everyone else, for better or worse. The most crucial tool is your own skepticism. Before clicking, liking, or buying, pause and ask yourself, why am I being shown this now? Is it because of something I recently searched for or talked about? What is this content trying to make me feel? Is it designed to provoke anger, envy, or fear because those emotions drive engagement? Is this a recommendation or a prediction? Recognize that you might also like. Section is not a benevolent suggestion. It's a calculated guess based on your past behavior, designed to keep you on the platform. By applying this critical lens, you transform from a passive consumer of content into an active interrogator of the system that delivers it. We live in an age of unprecedented connection and convenience, but it comes with a hidden cost: the passive surrender of our curiosity and agency to machines designed to predict us. The invisible architect is always working, but we don't have to live blindly in the house it builds. The goal is not to reject technology, but to engage with it more intentionally, to consciously diversify the information we consume, to question the sources of our desires, and to remember that the curated world in our feeds is a distorted reflection, not reality itself. Your digital footprint is growing every second, but it's time to ask, who's drawing the map? Choose, whenever you can, to pick up the pencil yourself.